Hi, with a license finally to do what? Why are we here? We're here to marry Edward Gwen. That's where we are. We found it, and we will make it happen.
Now it's time. It is ours.
Start with the Givens. Is my motto. I am no Givens, justice, peace. Right off my bed is my office. I handle speed traps, annulments, through signatures, and the like.
Well said.
And you, my dear, some fun. Where are you from?
I am from Zooted, Climax County, and my name is Gwen.
Well, that's a good answer. And you, sir, you're tall enough to call strapping. What's your name?
My name is Strapping.
It's strapping. And these are my friends. Wayne, the captain, football ball. I prefer better than friends if I were you. But why is bride be so, what is the word? She's a good life, sir. I dreamed one evening long ago of marrying a people. So she said your prayer. And you, Gwen, you feel, how about this union?
Those jokes don't bother me at all.
I'm transparent to the wishes of my Lord. I'm put here and it pleases me to serve him. My soul feasts upon the rising of the sun. It is his presence, the great ark of the day, is the truth of my life. I learn from it and I'm humble in that knowledge. And in the evening my body sleeps. Well said. Now what about these characters who are with you? You, Dwayne, what qualifications have you? Well, it's not exactly that I have trouble with the words, you know. It's just that listening to the way it's done, I get the idea that sometimes it doesn't go together. There's a something and a something. And I get the idea that it's not exactly what I thought it was. You know what I mean? Well, roughly, I've read that stuff and I know there's some problem, but I think you are for it. And you must be the captain of the football team. That's right, asshole. I came all the way from home for this. I've come here with Dwayne, and while he's far from perfect, he's reliable. Somewhere himself is true and reckless. Somewhere you can count on. And in the backseat full of holes when Dwayne smiles, I'm not afraid. Stay with that style and you'll win the Nobel Prize. Now let's begin. Do you have to take this P-Monkey Gwen to be your lawful wedded wife? To have and to hold in sickness and in health till death do you part. There is no death, sir. There is the everlasting God in myself. Think upon yourself, it says. Give loyalty and affection to yourself, blessed is he who is a lucky person, or she. I lay in bed one night and learned to trust. It is so clear now there is perfection, that within whatever realms we know there is no cause. I'm not self-taught. It's allowing to allow. You're fairly tall to be saying things like that. And you, Gwen, do you take strapping in to be your lawful wedded husband, to have and to hold in sickness and in health, until there is no parting?
Yes.
You were born just as you are.
Yes.
Your mother and your father were normal.
Yes.
Normal people.
Yes.
I take it I am right that they think you are at work.
Yes.
We seldom have a case here anymore where the parents are concerned.
Oh, God.
Last night I saw on TV that a Chinese and are disappearing. Evidence all over shows that things are not as endless revolutionary as we thought. The principal events like majestic mountains and
the landscape
of origin or destination form to take now. For a long time that bothered me. It's a question. I asked a friend of mine who had married Chinese and asked her family's wishes, they being Chinese, of course, whether there is any idea in science that convinced her on the question of why most people in China are Chinese. And I saw on TV about business at the bank and that the note wasn't outside. Is it possible the non-signer didn't even think of it? It's just not something he could ever do. I thought himself. has entered. Strapped in white against the polychrome hard surface will become the underside. Swings open, and there in the niche, the doorway facing us, the congregation stands. Lucille. Her hair is the color of the sunset. She steps toward us, the congregation. It is an awesome moment. On either side of the bride is left, and the group touches right step.
What? Oh, that's nice. Sunset reflected on a great tirade.
While this is going on, the groom's usher takes the polychrome hard case from its vertical position the way it entered in a solid glide. With the P-monkey bride strapped in white against the polychrome hard surface and inside, as they say, the seal. Turn it to the horse. They place it on the altar. They make in this arrangement and horizon soar. Framed by the glorious bouquets.
Bouquets, as they say down south.
Presents of flowers. And on either side, the bridesmaids and the groom's ushers are in mourning, if that's the proper word. First, let's listen to the marriage sermon. Genesis playing the
The other person's convenience. Different rules, same truth.
Conversation must come before marriage. See if I can say it. First rule, don't talk to yourself.
Why is that rule?
That rule is a reminder that talk is not part of understanding. Sound is part of understanding among arrangements of sound we have taught that we have. Well said. Proceeding mechanical knowledge, older than what's come after. So in talk we face the abyss of the question of arrangement coming after what went before has been, in my idea, and sanctified. Understanding arrangement, conversation, and the arrangement of marriage. Finally, today in the mechanical arrangements, finally we could accept that there is no cause in our way of understanding things. Believe that what is followed is a succession of first agriculture, then religion, and now technique. I need to give the need to extend the principle of arrangement to our circumstances, precisely for our physical circumstances, as follows from the simple question of arrangement, and precisely the arrangement of sound. When you stop thinking that sound is the only thing we can arrange, so the rule, don't talk to yourself as many meetings. One is, stop arranging things when you're alone. Another is, that belongs to all of us. Second is, it follows the first, marriage follows conversation, and then religion followed act. That is, it is the rule of the second stage or secondary. It allows that the question of arrangement is not and it is but a dilemma. We are in charge to regard the arrangements and to choose and further to arrange. Well said. Makes sense. There's the third rule of today in the age of how far it is from don't talk to yourself to make sense. It is the distance, history of our understanding.
Don't talk to yourself.
Which is beyond. Your Wujian tongue conversation and pretense and the abyss of the question of arrangement. Your speak only when spoken to, which is the second eon. During Wujian we suffer from marriage and religion, and the question of arrangement is a dilemma. Finally now makes sense. This is the third eon. During Wujian we've accomplished ourselves more than philosophers and accomplished technique for arrangement and circumstances. Precisely our physical circumstances and what is guide to our technique by sound, of course. How can one describe the arrangement of things or the idea of arrangement except in terms of sound? And that is why finally we say, well said. Arrangement of proportions told the story of an arrangement of our circumstances of the occasion of a marriage in this town. Or
Mirage, as they say in France.
here there is the idea in the form of an image that can be called before the eyes of the mind. But a marriage,
Or mirage, as they say in France.
to be announced to perform the circumstances of least gravity. Now, closer we can get to that, since there's nothing really to jump off on here, there's no way to understand the jump or falling that are empty with the atmosphere or the air, as they say. It's almost the only thing that is around us here. In other words, the perfect husband and the physical body of ourselves, which form the perfect wife, the air, a lightness, a relief. This lightness comes, as you well know, in change. Change is God.
Well said.
Change or relief for allowing you shown in the storm so that you be married. The arrangement of lips for marriage, don't talk to yourself, is to receive the lightness from the perfect husband. Go through the change of the atmosphere or the air. The state of lightness receives the storm as marriage receives mechanical arrangement and technique.
Well said.
Well, there are always more languages. Why hasn't Chinese been spread? These are the questions we must ask ourselves on the occasion of marriage, when for us, for our sake, she and he, or whatever combination, are hurried from their daily life to church to be there when the ozone changes, when the man starts playing, when there is lightness in the air, when the perfect husband finds the perfect wife, when the physical body of ourselves reaches change as God. We ask the question, when female bride sees cold as a stone, or whatever the case of the polychrome power surface, in which you read on the bottom.
Okay, as they say down south.
Well, there are always more languages in the U.S. Tall driver, vegetarian, and theosophist, who says there is no death, sir. It is allowing to allow. Why is the Chinese to spread? Why are the Chinese mostly still in China, while those who are not struggle against their reputation? Who prevents us from holding Chinese ideas in Indiana? Go ahead and say something silly. We exist, Carl. Sometimes the sound of the word gets disconnected. I think that's what he said. The captain says Dwayne is someone you can count on. At this point of the ceremony, when the rudimentary question comes, if any man or any woman knows any reason why these two Ed and Gwen that God has brought together to perpetuate change, if I may be so bold, asshole, should not be joined in holy matrimony, that he or she or whatever speak now or forever hold peace, the captain says to Dwayne, go ahead and say it. And Dwayne says it inwardly, not to stop it, but to clear the air. Dwayne, my name is three sounds and one word, the three hills of bones, kind of inner something, you can't get it apart. Words mean two, and tune is two things.